The following is a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports. Live from Quaker Steak and Lube on US 1 in Edison, this is the Chris Ash Show. Your chance to talk with the head coach of the Scarlet Knights on the Rutgers IMG Sports Network. Tonight's show is brought to you by To be a part of the show, give us a call at 1-877-384-1869. That's 877-384-1869. Now, let's go live to Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison to talk Rutgers football. Here's your host, Chris Carlin.
Yes. We are back for another edition of the Chris Ash Show, live for Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison, New Jersey. Chris Carlin alongside Eric LeGrandi. How we doing?
Doing great, Chris. How are you?
Outstanding. And, of course, the head coach of the Scarlet Knights is Chris Ash. Coach, good to see you.
Great to see you guys, too.
Good to be back with you. Our telephone number for you to get through to the coach is 877-384-1869, 877-384-1869. Tweet us your questions for Coach at Rutgers Radio on Twitter. And also, if you're in attendance here at Quaker Steak and Lube, come on up front. We've got our microphone set up for you. And I got our Mark Sill will get you set up as well so you can ask your question to the coach. Scarlet Knights getting ready for a 3:30 affair this coming Saturday in their 10th game of the season against the Michigan Wolverines. Before we get to that, we'll preview that game in just a little bit. We'll take a quick look back at Wisconsin 31-17. The final, the Badgers end up beating the Scarlet Knights. And, Coach, this was a game that was a bit of a strange one, 10-0 in the first half. Your defense played very well, had some trouble moving the ball. And at times in the second half, it kind of flip-flopped. But there was an awful lot of fight in this football team, and I think that was a very encouraging sign. You saw a lot of positive signs here against a very physical football team in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin's big. They're physical. They're a veteran football team. I really am proud of our players and the effort and the fight that they put forth. It was a tale of two halves. Defensively, I thought we did some good stuff after the opening drive where we gave up a touchdown. We settled in, played some good defense. We got some good stops, a couple takeaways. We set our offense up in a good field position. We had a field goal blocked, unfortunately. But a lot of good things that we took out of that first half defensively. Second half, Wisconsin did a good job. They made some adjustments at halftime. They ran, a couple plays we had not seen them run all year. And, it's on me. I didn't do a good enough job adjusting to it. And we gave up a couple plays that unfortunately cost us in the second half.
I was going to ask you, Coach, after you looked at the film back at it, what was it that I guess that caused them to be able to have success in the running game? Because in the first half, like you said, you guys were stopping them, and then they just seemed to find success, one of the two drives in the second half.
Well, they started to run a bunch. They were really running a lot of condensed, tight formations, and they were content to stay in those things. And they're challenging to get another defender into the box. Mm-hmm. And they hit us on a bunch. It was a bunch run that we had not seen from them, so it hadn't been on film. And, we fitted up wrong, and it got out the gate for the first touchdown of the second half. And then we were trying to make a couple plays, trying to get some negative yardage plays, so we called a couple run pressures. And unfortunately, we mishit them, and they got a couple big plays out of that. But overall, again, I'm really proud of our guys, our defense. We played really hard. That's a big physical offensive line. And then offensively, we got some things going in the second half, and we got to build on that as we go forward.
Saquon Hampton had a fantastic game, not just the 2 interceptions, but it just seemed like he was anywhere the football was, especially in that first half.
Yeah, Saquon really played a good game. The 2 interceptions that he made were outstanding plays.
Could have had a third, too.
Yeah, he could have. A lot of times a guy gets an interception, everyone thinks it's a great play, but the quarterback threw it right to him, or it was tipped. It was a pretty easy play. He actually went and made some outstanding plays, both on those interceptions and on some of his pass breakups.
Was that noticing that how he played? Was that a game plan thing, or putting him in the right position, or is that just him having a feel of the game and being in the right position?
Yeah, it's just him making plays. He executed the calls that we had in those particular moments, and he was in the right spot, and he put his foot in the ground and went and on one. It was a kind of a rollout, and the guy was slightly behind him. He felt the guy. He really drifted for more depth and width and made a great play on the ball. The second interception, the guy was running a deep sail route, and he undercut it and got both hands on it. If he could have kept his feet, he would have went for 6. But, it didn't happen. But really, really proud of him in the game that he had last Saturday.
And how about the game, speaking of big days, you have Raheem Blackshear, 9 catches, 162 yards in the game. First time Rutgers has had a 100-yard receiver who's a running back by trade. But you lined him up all over the place. He was in a lot of different roles, and I know folks have talked about this week. If you thought about making him a receiver full-time, boy, Coach, I mean, he's so valuable in so many different roles, it's hard to peg him into one spot, I would think.
Well, that's why we recruited him. That's why we really like him, and we're hoping we can get some more guys like him that can do that. They're really dual-threat guys. They can line up in the backfield and play running back, or you can split them out at wide receiver, motion him in, motion him out. And that's really what we need to do with him. That's what we've wanted to do since he's been here, just find different ways to get the ball in his hands. And the more that we develop at running back, the more we can do some different things with him.
And how often do you get to talk to the offense about trying to get guys one-on-one so you can have those one-on-one matchups? Like, it seems like every time he's in a one-on-one matchup, he wins. Even when he has 2 guys on him, he finds a way to make it happen. Coach, even spin moves and all of that.
Yeah, he did a great job of that. And that's something that we talk a lot about on offense. If you're going to get explosive plays and score some points, you got to have some guys that can make people miss out in the open field. And Raheem's got the ability to do that. He showed that Saturday. We did a great job getting him the ball. Coach McNulty did, and the offensive staff with their game plan. And we just got to do more of that. He's one of those guys that has the talent and ability to take it all the way when he gets the ball. So we got to find a way to get the ball in his hands.
Our telephone number, once again, is 877-384-1869. Call in with your questions for the coach. Also, here in attendance, come on up front and ask Coach Ash your question as Rutgers prepares for Michigan this week. Couple of other things. Offensively, Art Sitkowski, another game without turning the football over. Still in some spots. I thought the one thing that really jumped out the other day was his toughness. He took some shots, but he also delivered the football in some spots when that shot was coming and he knew it.
Yeah, he's done that all year. He stood in the pocket Saturday, and again, took some hits on some pressures that Wisconsin was running, and he delivered the ball, and he got up, shook it off, and went on to the next play. And I've said this all along here this season. He's a warrior. He's very tough. And he's a gritty player, and really glad he's on our team.
And he's going to be joining us here in just a little while. We'll talk with Art Sitkowski here at Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison. As you see him move along, I've heard John talk about this in his press conference the other day. I've heard you talk about it. Just his progression, where do you feel like he's made the most improvement later on this season?
Probably just what we talked about, being able to stand in the pocket and go through his reads, his progressions, and trust the protection and deliver the ball. That's easier said than done for a young quarterback, especially one that's been hit several times, to be able to gain confidence and stay in there. And he's really done a great job of that. And then his decision-making, like you mentioned, he's gone 2 weeks without turning the ball over. And that's something he struggled with early on in the season, and he's working hard to improve that.
And as you look at, more the offense on the wide receiver side, after watching the film, what would you say, I guess, some of the struggles that they had in that game of, was it, not getting open or just having just some drops?
Probably a combination of both. Our wideouts are still young. They're still developing, still learning. And we've got to just work really hard with that group right now. They've got to improve, and they've got to improve in a hurry. We're going to face some great DBs here this weekend against Michigan. But that position group overall, for us to be able to have balance and get some explosive plays down the field in the pass game, we've got to improve at receiver. And it's a combination of things, getting off of press when we get pressed, running the routes right, and then catching the ball and finishing when the ball's thrown to their hands.
Coach, I think that one thing we also have seen is that the team overall this past week was cutting down on the mistakes. And I think when you're dealing with a younger football team like you are, it's obviously a progression that has to happen, but I think this was a game where it really stuck out the most, where, those situations where maybe penalties or whatever had hurt yourselves before, those don't seem to be popping up anywhere nearly as much.
Yeah, we played a lot cleaner game here, especially the last couple of weeks. the penalties are down, the turnovers are down. Those are two things that you just can't have if you're going to have a chance to win a football game, especially as you're, in the situation that we're in the type of teams that we're playing. So that's really when we talk about you got to stop doing the things that get you beat. The penalties, poor ball security, and then mental errors. We've cut down on all three of those things, and that's why we've been able to be in games and have a chance to win.
And I know you said that you had some misfits on those one or two drives, but the D-line seemed like they played a pretty good game. Can you talk about their performance?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the way they played. We knew Wisconsin had a big, strong, physical offensive line. They're very well coached. They execute their scheme. They're veteran guys. They've all played a lot of football. When I go back and watch the game, I've watched it probably about 4 times defensively, and I'm really just watching the matchups. And I thought our defensive line really battled hard in that game. Some of the misfits weren't necessarily with the D-line. It was more, second level, things. But I thought our guys just really did a great job of battling there. Sometimes on some of those double teams, you're getting 650 pounds on these guys. And to be able to hang in there and hold your ground is saying a lot, and our guys did that.
This is just an aside, and you kind of triggered it. More for you. You said you watched it 4 times. How do you watch a tape of a game like that? Do you watch it in its entirety all the way through 4 times, or do you just back it up, watch each play? How do you attack that as a coach when you're evaluating a game that you just had?
Well, I usually watch the 3 phases separately. First thing I do after a game is I watch special teams. I heavily involved in special teams, and it involves all of our players, so I watch special teams. I go through all the 4, really 6 phases when we talk about the Big 4, and then the field goal block units, watch those. And then I go through defense, and I go through offense, and typically I go back through each phase of it and look at different things. One, just to watch the game, look at the execution, making sure we're aligned right, we're moving right, our effort. Then I go back and I watch some matchups. How does this player, how did he play, this individual play, or that individual play? How was our effort? What were our fundamentals like? How were we in certain situations, and what was good, what was bad, and what can we do to improve in those situations? So that's usually what I'm looking at, the checklist of things. Sometimes I can do that in 1 viewing. Sometimes it's 2. This one I did to about 4.
So how were you able to assess the players' special teams?
Good and bad. Saturday, there were some things that we've continued to do well. I think punt coverage, we continue to do well. I think Adam continues to strike the ball with a lot of confidence, and our guys are protecting the punts and covering the punts exceptionally well. A couple of the issues that we did run into the returner one time. We interfered with his ability to catch the ball, and we're still learning how to not do that consistently. We kicked the opening kickoff out of bounds. Unfortunately, the last 2 games we dropped the kickoff against Northwestern to start the game. We kicked this one out of bounds. We can't do that. And starting off the game off on a negative note. And then we had the blocked field goal, unfortunately, where we had a little protection breakdown and took an opportunity to get points on the board off.
It also looked like that kick was maybe a little bit low. Am I off on that?
Maybe a little bit, but it was more of just it was a protection breakdown. Great effort on their part. The operation time was good. So credit to them, and unfortunately we had a mistake.
Can you clarify one thing that I think a lot of people probably had questions about, and Ray and I certainly did in the booth? We didn't see the flag dropped anywhere. The sideline penalty. What happened there? None of us really knew what was going on. They just cited the sideline, and the next thing you know, it's 15 yards. Without getting you in trouble, just explain procedurally what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or can I not do that? Can I not get you in trouble here? I can consult the rule book later. If you want.
Well, I can give you. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened.
Yes.
But they felt like there was interference in their ability to do their job.
Okay.
And typically, there's a warning. There was no warning in this particular situation. They threw the flag, and that was it.
Okay, but just procedurally, they don't have to give you a warning first.
No, they typically do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. That'll satisfy us for now. We'll take our first time out. Once again, our telephone number 877-384-1869, 877-384-1869 for Coach Ash. We'll talk more about this matchup with Michigan coming up, and a little bit later on, Art Sitkowski will come by, and we'll visit with the Rutgers quarterback as well. We're at Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison, New Jersey for this week's edition of the Chris Ash Show.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice-cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Nah, hot dog.
No, Dodger dog.
I'll drink to that. Pass me a Coke. It's gotta be crawfish. Mac and cheese.
No. 7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
An ice-cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
It's Tailgating 101.
When we take care of our own hearts, we're also taking care of the people closest to us. So it's comforting to know that RWJ Barnabas Health has New Jersey's most comprehensive cardiac care program, with access to top specialists, minimally invasive heart surgery options, and rehabilitation and wellness programs. So get your heart checked. It's as easy as visiting rwjbh.org/heart. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
The Chris Ash Show returns after this local timeout. This is the Rutgers IMG Sports Network.
Need a place to watch all the pro games? Look no further than Quaker Steak and Lube, Best Wings USA on Route 1 in Edison. 50 TVs, great game day specials starting at just $2.50, and the best wings in the USA with over 25 different wing sauces. Enjoy our outdoor patio and bar open all year round. On the way to the game and need something to go? Give us a call, 732-777-WING. We cater events of any size. Watch all the games, have a great time, and enjoy the best wings in the USA. 561 Route 1 in Edison, 732-777-WING. This is Cabell Philpott, host of the Nissan College Football Blitz. Heard every Saturday from noon until midnight Eastern on TuneIn.com and the TuneIn app. When there's a big play, a momentum change, and that possible upset happening, not only will we let you know, you'll hear the scores as they happen live. Catch all of the action as we count you down to the college football playoff. It's the Nissan College Football Blitz. Saturdays, noon until midnight Eastern on the College Sports Now channel on TuneIn.com and the TuneIn app.
We are back on this week's edition of the Chris Ash Show. We are live at Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison, New Jersey. Chris Carlin, Eric LeGrand, and Rutgers head coach Chris Ash. 877-384-1869. 877-384-1869. Coach, this is a question that we got on Facebook Live. We should mention we're on 1450 WCTC in New Brunswick, in addition to ScarletKnights.com on RVision and Facebook Live. This is from Joe Kozlowski, Coach. What redshirt freshman do you feel like can have an impact next season?
I think there's quite a few, to be honest with you. I'm excited about a lot of them. I think Raekwon O'Neal and Reggie Sutton are going to be two offensive linemen. They're going to be able to provide an impact next year. I think Zaire Lacewell and Paul Woods, two receivers that I've really liked in training camp and practice. Zaire's done some good things on special teams in the 4 games that he played. I'm excited about him, and I'm really excited about our 4 young offense or defensive linemen, I should say, that haven't played yet. Also, they've got a couple snaps here and there, but I think they're going to do some good things in the future.
And when you get into game planning, Coach, you have your job, what you have to do, and get ready for a game coming up. But how often do you get to see those guys? I know they may pop up here and there on the scout team, but how often do you get to see those guys?
Yeah, not a lot. We do some developmental work with the guys on days after practice, so you get to see them then. Saw them a lot in the bye week. We did a lot of developmental stuff in the bye week, and we've tried to get certain guys reps on special teams in their 4 games. We got an opportunity to get Reggie Sutton in the game the other day at tight end, for the first time. So, we're seeing a little bit both in practice and special teams, and then on the scout teams, like you mentioned, is where they show up most of the time.
So how do you now, with the new rule about being able to play players as long as they go less than 4 games at any point during the year, can still have that red shirt year? At this juncture of the year, do you try to, if you have a couple of guys that are ready, or do you try to use them for your advantage just in terms of depth right now, because you are late in the year and guys are banged up?
Yeah, if we can, we will. Reggie Sutton is an example of that. He had all 4 games that he could play. A couple of those young D linemen are in that situation that we could play. The majority of the freshmen that we've already played are already maxed out at 4 games, so we had to shut them down. unless there's some reason to keep him going. But there are some guys that could still have an opportunity to pop up and help us here in the next few weeks.
With Sutton in particular, back in training camp, just out of necessity, he actually had to take some reps with the ones. So how is his growth? How did he benefit from that? And his growth later in the year, allowing you to line him up as an extra blocker as a tight end?
Yeah, some of the injuries we had in training camp really allowed him an opportunity to get a lot of reps, both with the ones and the twos. And he knows the offense. He got a lot of work fundamentally and schematically. And he's a very intelligent kid. We moved him over to tight end. He applied a lot of the things he took from tackle to tight end, and he's helped us.
Coach, I think a young man over here has got a question for you.
My guy.
He's got a good-looking tie. What's your name?
Ryan.
Where are you from?
Edison.
Edison, okay. What's your question for Coach Ash?
I know I'm going to be a football player, and when did you know you wanted to be a coach and a football player?
Good. That's a very good question. It was really my senior year in college that I decided that I wanted to get into coaching. I actually tore my ACL during training camp of my senior year, and I knew I wasn't going to go on after that, so I became kind of a student coach and started helping around the office, getting coffee and making copies, and just fell in love with it and started helping do some film breakdowns and kind of got into it, and it became my passion.
And where did you play out?
I played at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. You probably have never heard of it. The Bulldogs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What position do you want to play, Ryan?
Running back.
Running back?
There you go.
There we go.
One day maybe get Art over here to hand the ball off to you.
Thank you for your question, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Take care, Ryan.
Great job. Great job by Ryan.
He's
there.
awesome. He holds the door for us every show when we come in.
Loved his Halloween costume too last week.
Yes. That's diehard right there.
He looks like a coach too. He's got the tie on with the Rutgers shirt already. He's ready to join you on the sideline. Get that kid a headset.
I hope the tie is not what makes you coach. I'd be in trouble. Right, Haas?
Coach, we'll have another question here from somebody in attendance in a moment. Also, just some of the other kind of procedural things with your team at this juncture of the season. As you get later on, we know physically during the year it's hard to have any hitting or anything like that. But how do you handle this part of the season with the team, from mental reps, from reps in practice, all that kind of stuff, just in terms of scaling them back a little bit and trying to keep them as fresh physically but mentally as well?
Yeah, we do cut back at this time of year. We try not to keep them out there as long. One of the things we do is we try to get the pads off a little bit earlier in the week. Tuesdays typically, it's been a full padded practice. Now we go helmet and shoulder pads. We go helmet and shoulder pads Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and helmets only on Thursdays. And we cut back the amount of practice time, but we've increased the number of or amount of time for pre-practice walkthroughs. So we still get about the same number of reps, but more walkthrough reps and actual practice reps.
And Coach, you were talking to me earlier about how hard this team is working. Things may not went the way that they wanted, but these guys show up to work each and every day to get better. And can you talk a bit about how been just happy with how they've been able to do that week in and week out?
Yeah, it starts just with the character of the individuals in the locker room. I think we've got some outstanding young men in our locker room. They've got great chemistry. They get along exceptionally well, and they want to keep practicing and working and playing for each other. And, our goal is to be playing our best football at the end of the season. And, the last 2 weeks we have, in my opinion, we have done that. Absolutely. Even and not in getting the victories that we wanted, but we're playing better football. Our effort is there. We've already talked about we're playing cleaner football. We're executing a little bit better, fewer mistakes. We need to keep that trend up, but the only way you do that is if you show up every single day and you work. And we talk constantly about the things that we can control, our attitude, our actions, and our responses. We can have a great attitude, we can work, and then we can respond to the things that happened on game day, good and bad. And that's really what these guys have done, and they're continuing to do that even better as we go forward.
All right, we've got another question here at Quaker Steak and Loop. Sir, what's your name? Where are you from?
Remember from last week, Joe Belak, South River, New Jersey.
Didn't recognize you without the face paint.
Yeah, right. Remember, home of the champions of Joe Thies, Drew Pearson, and Joe Belak.
Nice. That's right. What's up, Joe?
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, Joe.
Question on when you're out amongst the people, the culture out west versus the culture around here. Is it easier? Are the people easier to communicate with? The fan base seems to be much better out there than here. Whether we're winning or losing, it just seems they're always supporting their teams. What do we got to do, culture-wise? Is it a big difference between out there and here?
I'd say no, because I've been in both places, and I think you've got we have a tremendous fan base here. Other teams have tremendous fan bases also in this league. These are major universities, major football programs in one of the best leagues in America, and they've got prideful fan bases in every school in this league. And when you win, they're there, and when you don't, they're not. I mean, that's just the facts of football. And our job is to continue to build our football team, win more games, and give the fans a reason to show up and cheer and go crazy every Saturday.
Are the fans a little less forgiving out west than here?
No, I mean, no. I mean, again, it's major college football, and our job is to build a program that everybody can be proud of, and we want to do stuff, on and off the field. But at the end of the day, fans want to be there and cheer on our football team and watch us win games, and that's what we want to try to do.
Thank you, sir.
Coach, go RR, River Rutgers.
Love it. Good
Thanks,
job,
Joe.
Coach, as you prepare for Michigan this week, it's a team that's in the top 4. They have national championship hopes for this season at the moment. And give me a thumbnail sketch of what you see from Jim Harbaugh's team.
Well, I think it's probably the best team that he has had. And again, I'm not him, so I don't know how he assesses his team. But I've competed against Michigan every year that he's been there. I think this is the best complete team or most complete team that he's had. They've always been good on defense, and that's no different this year. They got a great defensive line. Linebackers can run. Secondary can cover. I think offensively they've really improved. I think their offensive line is probably the biggest area of improvement on the football team. And obviously you put Shea Patterson there, and he's playing exceptionally well right now. And on special teams, they're really good on special teams. So it's a tremendous challenge. There's a reason they're winning a lot of games. They got good players, and they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
And I was going to ask you, with a player like Shea Patterson, how hard is it to come up with a game plan? You can stop everything else, but he seems to find a way to make plays with his legs as well.
Yeah, he's a tremendous competitor. You can tell that just watching him on film, and he's very talented. He's got a good arm. He's got good feet, and he can make you miss. He can beat you with his arm, and they've got good players around him. So I think he's made a huge difference in that offense, and they're really riding him right now, as they should. And we'll see where it goes. But he's been fun to watch.
Listen, any team that you have in this league in particular, it's the most physical league in the country. I think we know that. How do they strike you in terms of like the physicality that you faced last week with Wisconsin? Is it similar?
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin and Michigan have a lot of similarities with the style of play that they want to put on the field. A big, strong, physical football team. They want to run the ball, and they want to play good defense and play good special teams. And that's what we want to be able to become. We want a big, strong, physical team. It's built a line of scrimmage with our offense and defensive lines. We can run the ball, play good defense, play good special teams. And right now, that's what you see Michigan doing.
And when you get a team like Michigan, I was going to say, on special teams wise, how much more is it emphasized to try to make them drive down the field instead of giving them a short field, because you know what they can do on offense? Yeah, I mean, every game's a battle of field position, and we've got to do a great job on special teams and trying to make them drive the field, like you said, and win some yardage in that area. So I think we've been able to do that pretty good here this year, and we got to do it again Saturday.
We will take a timeout, and when we come back, we will visit with Rutgers quarterback Art Sitkowski, who will join us here at Quaker Steak and Lube in just a few minutes. You're listening to 1450 AM WCTC in New Brunswick, watching on RVision on ScarletKnights.com, on Facebook Live. And once again, if you have a question for the coach, we'll get you in at 877-384-1869, or tweet your questions to @RutgersRadio. Art Sitkowski joins us next on The Chris Ash Show.
Need a place to watch all the pro games?
Go,
Look no
Rip.
further than Quaker Steak and Lube. Best Wings USA on Route 1 in Edison. 50 TVs, great game day specials starting at just $2.50, and the best wings in the USA with over 25 different wing sauces. Enjoy our outdoor patio and bar open all year round. On the way to the game and need something to go? Give us a call, 732-777-WING. We cater events of any size. Watch all the games, have a great time, and enjoy the best wings in the USA. 561 Route 1 in Edison. 732-777-WING.
When we take care of our own hearts, we're also taking care of the people closest to us. So it's comforting to know that RWJ Barnabas Health has New Jersey's most comprehensive cardiac care program, with access to top specialists, minimally invasive heart surgery options, and rehabilitation and wellness programs. So get your heart checked. It's as easy as visiting rwjbh.org/heart. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
The Chris Ash Show returns after this local timeout. This is the Rutgers IMG Sports Network.
Managing your health care can sometimes feel overwhelming. With the new Horizon Blue app from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, you get the care and support you want right in your hands. Now you can have all of your health care coverage details and access to support at your fingertips. Get help scheduling appointments, find doctors and specialists, access your coverage details, get updates on your claims, see easy-to-understand cost details, and get support straight from the experts at Horizon. You can even see a doctor wherever it's most convenient for you via your smartphone or tablet. Downloading the app is easy and free. Text Get App to 422-271 today or find it in the App Store or Google Play. There is no charge to download the Horizon Blue app, but rates from your wireless provider may apply. The Horizon Blue app. It's not just an app, it's your direct connection to care.
We have returned to Quaker Steak and Lube for this week's edition of the Chris Ash Show. Chris Carlin, along with Eric LeGrand. An opportunity now to tell you about our upcoming Scarlet Knights athletic event schedule. It's presented by MGM Resorts. We've got a lot of action at the Rack this weekend. Coach Stringer going for win number 998, Friday at noon against Stony Brook. And then the men's team tipping off later at 7 p.m. against Fairleigh Dickinson. We hope to see you there. Big thanks to MGM Resorts for sponsoring our upcoming events. As a proud partner of Rutgers Athletics, MGM Resorts invites you to see John Legend perform at the Event Center on November 23rd. Visit theborgata.com to see all the entertainment experiences MGM Resorts has to offer. How about a nice round of applause for Rutgers freshman quarterback Art Sitkowski, who joins us here. Art, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. So, you're a Jersey kid, grew up in Old Bridge. What's this experience like for you getting to play for your home state university?
It's just a dream come through. Dream come true, to be honest with you. I grew up coming to these games as a little kid, watching Gary Nova and Mike Till play week to week. So it's just great, and I'm really excited.
We both played. I played at the GMC. I played at Colonia. I played at Old Bridge. One of my good friends told me about you after your freshman year up here, and he's like, this kid's going to be the real deal. And what's it been like so far? Be able to stay at home and have, some of your family, your friends come back and be able to watch you. Like I said, I've known you since you were a freshman in high school now, so you get to, build your legacy here. What's that been like so far?
It's been awesome. Like I said, it's been a dream come true. Having my friends, family, grandparents, aunts, and uncles come to every single game. It's just a dream, something that, I grew up, dreaming of when I was a kid, backyard football, I had that Rutgers, shirt on, tossing the football. So it's just a dream come true. I'm really excited.
When you used to come to games, were there any that kind of jump out to you that you remember more than any?
I remember my first game was when they played Indiana. It was when they first joined the Big Ten.
Okay, so 2014.
2014, I remember that. And I know watching the game when they beat Louisville in 06. So I remember my dad watching that game. So just when I was starting to learn about football and, the ins and outs, so it was pretty cool.
It scares me how young you were.
I was about to say, how old were you in 06?
I was 6 years old. Oh, yeah. I was born 2000, so I'm pretty young.
If I'm starting,
Do you have
to feel,
any idea
if
how
I'm starting to
depressing
feel,
that is?
If I'm starting to feel old, I know there's a problem with him. Jesus, 6.
Art, I mean, I'm having trouble recovering from hearing that. But, tell me about what your experience was like last year, because a lot of folks don't know about IMG Academy. They hear about it. They know it helps prepare athletes get ready for college, that kind of thing. Tell us about that, your decision to go there for your senior year and what you got out of it.
Well, so IMG Academy is, as everyone here is a big-time college football institution, is a big-time athletic institution. It's huge. But the number one reason why I went there was just to get better as a player and develop, number one. Got the opportunity to go down there, play my first 3 years at Old Bridge High School, which was awesome. Again, that's so much similar to Rutgers, upcoming program. But I got the opportunity to go down to IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. And it was just an everyday grind, to be honest with you. Get up at 6 a.m., lift, run, practice, meetings, class, tutoring. It's very similar to what life is like right now for me. So the adjustment from when I graduated from IMG in December to when I got here in the spring was very smooth because I've been doing it for a whole entire year. And it's a serious grind. You basically give up your senior year. When most kids are out there, prom, dinner cruise, Friday nights, you're stuck there. You're studying your playbook, you're studying your playbook, you're watching film, you're just grinding, you're working out. There's not much to do down there, besides play football. So it's a serious commitment. It's not for everyone, I'll tell you that. Definitely days you're like, man, why am I doing this? But you just got to keep through and, keep close and just realize there's a bigger picture. And, this is something good's going to come out of this.
Well, how much did it help you then coming here early and now getting a little bit of advantage over some of the guys in your class because you've been here when you came here early in the spring ball, getting to go through the summer, and now you're what is this? You're about to go through midterms, almost finishing up your first semester. What's it been like so far? I guess take us through January to where you are now.
It's huge. Coming down here, coming back up home to Rutgers was it was awesome. But it was simpler to me. Everything was coming flowing. Class. I felt like I've been doing this for almost a year. So it was just easier, but the transition's been awesome. I'm very lucky to come in the spring. Obviously learn the playbook from Coach McNulty. Got here the same time he did. Get acclimated to classes. Rutgers is a big-time academic institution, so it's not it's not easy. You went to school. You know how it is at Rutgers.
Yep.
It's tough. So just getting familiar with tutoring, the professors, the classes, the structure, everything like that really made a huge difference for me.
Art Sitkowski, Rutgers quarterback, joining us here on the Chris Ash Show. All right, so you've gone through your first part of the, of your college football experience, and I always hear a lot of quarterbacks talk about this, and one guy that really comes to mind is Phil Simms, that, it takes some time for the game when you get to that next level that you're playing at, college, NFL, whatever it is, for the game to slow down for you. As a quarterback, and it's difficult because you have all those kind of responsibilities. Do you feel like you've gotten to that point where the game is slowing down for you?
Absolutely. I think it definitely has for me, especially, going out there week 2 and playing Ohio State. I felt like everything was moving so fast, especially those players out there. But it's definitely slowed down for me. Just made the game simpler. A guy once told me that the best quarterbacks make the game simple. Don't make your job overcomplicated. Do what your coach tells you to do and try to do it to your maximum effort. And if you can do that, you can be very good in this league for a long time. So I just try to make the game simpler, prepare as hard as I can week to week, know what I'm getting myself into as far as blitz packages, coverages, just trying to stay the playbook inside and out to prepare me for when Saturday comes.
And as you talk about preparing for it, can you give us, break down the intricacies of what it does, meaning prepare as you were preparing for Ohio State week 2, but now you look at week 10, whatever it is, preparing now for Michigan and how things have slowed down, what you now need to look out for, things like that. Mm-hmm. And as you see, you can see it on the field. You're looking for your second, third guy. You're able to protect the ball, stuff like that. You can see the progression in your game. Can you talk about what you have been doing in order to make that happen?
Absolutely. When I first became a starting quarterback, I really didn't know how to prepare for a college football game. Mm-hmm. But now that whatever week this is right now, I'm playing Michigan, I know how to approach it. So on Mondays, you'll start watching the film, try to break down a little bit. Tuesday, you'll start watching different packages as far as blitz packages, what they do in the red zone, first and second down. Wednesday is just reiteration of what you're doing. And then Thursday, I try to go over all the plays that we think we're going to run on Saturday as far as our first 10 plays and what we're going to do, and just try to maximize, hey, what's my first read, what's my second read against this coverage, where am I going to attack the defense? So things like that I try to maximize, and just so when I get out there, everything's coming fast, and the game is slowing down for me.
You and Raheem last week. Raheem, 9 catches, 162 yards. We were talking to Coach about it earlier. What made that a good, well, I don't say matchup, but he was just in a lot of different spots for you and found himself open in a lot of spots. What was it about last week that had it click so well?
I think Raheem's just a great football player. I mean, he does everything right. He's professional. Comes into work every single day with the right attitude, right mindset. He loves what he does. He truly has fun playing the game. And he just loves to go. He's a competitor. He loves to go out there and compete. His mentality is whoever lines up against me, big, tall, small, strong, faster, he's going to go beat the guy. That's his mentality. So it was great having there. And we're going to try to get the ball to Raheem in any sort of way possible, and that's what we did.
And as you used to go with these guys, of course, offensive guys, they want the ball. What's it like developing relationships with some of these guys? And who would you say are some of your closest friends on the team now, and who I guess you have the best relationship with?
Well, it's great. You know, look at our offense. We're getting all our starters back next year,
Yeah.
besides our left tackle. So we're all very young. So it's really exciting to know. But the only way we're going to develop that stuff is through great offseason and hard work. But some of my best friends of the team, obviously Jalen Jordan, went to high school with him, dad at IMG, and Isaiah Pacheco. Real close with those two guys. Have a great relationship with them. Basically, my brothers, they got my back. I got their back. The offensive line, I'm real close with Jonah and Mike, so those are two great guys. So I'm just continue to build a relationship with guys and just, try to get better.
Hold on, you said Jonah, so does that make you a sushi guy too?
I'm not a big fish guy, to be honest with you.
I tell you what, he is not going to let this go. We had Jonah here a few weeks ago.
I'm very offended by that.
He really was.
Yeah.
He really was.
Big offensive line guy talking about his favorite food is sushi.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually it's wings.
Not only that, he's driving 20 minutes and spending $20 a pop for sushi.
Not me, don't look at me. Jonah, yeah, that's your guy, Jonas.
Take it up with him.
Oh, yeah, what's your favorite food so far been on campus?
Favorite place to go? I'm a hands-on griddle guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hands-on griddle guy. Turkey avocado panini. That's what I get every time. So, yeah, that's my stuff.
I can respect that.
Tell us about you in your free time, your personal life. I imagine right now there's not a whole lot of free time to be had, but when you're trying to wind down, what are the things that you're doing? We always joke around with the guys. Are you a Fortnite guy? Are you a Netflix guy?
I'm a Hulu and Netflix guy. Right now I'm watching a show called This Is Us.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
From what I hear, I never got into it, but what I hear, it's like very emotional.
It is very emotional. It takes you away from football, the little aspects of life and how lucky you are to live your life the way you do. So it's actually a pretty good show. I shed a tear once in a while. So
see, that's good. I've actually heard about that show. I know
yeah.
my mom watches it. Everyone talks about how you do shed a tear. So it does show. It brings out your other side, and you're not always tuned into just football. So I like that. That's cool.
What else are you watching? What are your other favorite shows from before that you've watched?
Watched a little bit of Grey's Anatomy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's only been on for 35 years.
Yeah. That's a little bit of Grey's Anatomy.
Game of Thrones?
No, I'm not a Game of Thrones guy. Not really.
Neither am I, man. Come on. I don't need Middle Earth stuff, man.
I'm a day Game of Thrones guy, so you're going to hear me protect the taste. Death.
Yeah, you keep waiting another 4 years for that last season to come. They'll get to it eventually.
Winter's coming. One of these days.
Grey's Anatomy, what else? Just kind of whatever. Let me put it another way. When you're away, like when you get home on a Saturday, can you watch other college football, or do you just want to shut it down?
No, not at all.
You just want to shut it down. Don't want to know anything about it.
Maybe the late night games, 7 o'clock games, maybe games on the West Coast, but I try to shut it down. Be like, all right, my head's spinning, adrenaline's still pumping, so you try to shut it down.
Do you get to go home often?
I do. I try to. Saturday after the game, I usually try to go back home and see my family, see my little brother, see my mom, my dad, check in with them. That's the great part about being so close to home. I'm literally 15 minutes away. We live right on 18, or in English Town, 516. So it's awesome. It's a blessing to be home, and it's awesome.
Art Sitkowski with us. A couple more for you. Your relationship with Coach McNulty. You mentioned that the two of you got here at the same time. He obviously had been here before. The quarterback coach / offensive coordinator relationship, you probably spend more time with him than anybody else. Tell me about that dynamic and what's it been like working with him.
It's a great relationship. Coach McNulty pushes me every single day, and it's a blessing to have him there push me every single day. He gets on me, and he really brings out the best of me, and I need that. In order for me to get where I want to be, he's got to be tough on me, and he's going to bring out the best of me, and I'm just thankful and blessed to have that. He knows his football. He's been in the league for a decade. He's been very successful, so he knows what an NFL quarterback looks like. He knows what a great offense looks like. So we try to take as much knowledge as we can from him. If I'm not comfortable with a certain particular game plan or play, he'll take it out. He really develops the offense around his quarterback and what he does best. So I'm really thankful for that.
And I've seen McNulty's fire before. He he can go off in a meeting. I've been in there before,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I definitely understand. But would you say that has been able, I guess, in your career, when someone fires at you, does that make you come up and make you compete to your best? Because I know that's always what got under me. If somebody even yelled at me, I always feel like I wasn't doing my job, and that brought the best out of me. But sometimes that doesn't bring the best out of other people. But have you seen that? I guess McNulty bringing that out of
Absolutely, absolutely. When I throw a bad pass, he looks at me. He just gives me that stare, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, it's time. It's time to go. So absolutely, he definitely brings out the best in you, and just wants you to continue to push yourself to get better.
You look at this team and the future. You know, we've talked a lot with Coach this season about it being a very young football team, and we know that the results haven't been what everybody wanted this year. But at the same time, you can really start to see some of the things that are building toward a much better future. As a quarterback who's in his freshman year, what are the things that you see that have you really excited about the future here?
Just our youth. Our youth is, like I said, we got a couple freshmen, sophomores that are playing. Most of the O-line's coming back next year. So it's truly we're our youth. Again, but it goes back to how we got to work hard when the offseason comes in. We still got 3 more games to play, so I'm not going to get into that. But it depends on how bad we want it, and it's my job to push these guys to get our goal done. But I'm very excited for what the future holds. We're hungry. We know we can do a lot better, and so we're really excited for the future.
Go ahead, E.
I was going to say, when did you feel like you gained the respect of the team coming into the huddle? I know you come in as a new guy, as a freshman. You know, you're highly touted recruit. You respect that.
Yeah.
But when did you feel like you gained that respect of everyone in that huddle when you walked in there and said, all right, let's go, guys?
I think it was after the Texas State game when the guys told me I could take a couple shots. I'm a tough guy. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to give him everything I got. I think that's when they truly, the whole line was like, listen, we can play for this guy. You know, he's not gonna bail on us. He's going to be there for us. I think it's when I truly earned the respect of the team and my whole line, and most importantly, the guys in that huddle.
I think it was pretty obvious this past weekend, too. I mean, you took some pretty good shots, but you kept getting up. The mentality of a quarterback knowing that's coming and having to deliver the football, is it just a fearlessness that you have to develop?
Of course. You got to be fearless playing this game. If you're not fearless, then you got to get out of that huddle. Because when you step in that huddle, all 10 of those guys have to believe in you and believe in what you're trying to do. And if you don't have that, you can't be successful in this league or as a quarterback. So it's very important to know that you got to be fearless. You got to go in there hungry, and you got to go in there and say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's my mentality.
And as a young guy, you have to trust them. When did you gain their trust?
I think that's, a couple days into spring practice. I trust those guys no matter what. Those are my teammates. I got to do my job, and they got to do their job. They got to own their square feet. They got to own their little bubble. So I believe in all those guys, no matter what happens on that field. I know it's a progress, and we're going to get better. We're going to learn from it.
And Art, lastly, as you have recruits come to games, you have recruits come on campus, you're not too far removed from that whole experience. What are you telling guys about coming here? What are you, as a guy that's gone through that, helping to educate them about Rutgers and selling them on?
Come be a program changer. Come to Rutgers and be different. Why go to a school that's like a Michigan or Ohio State's already been developed? You're just another name in the water. Come to Rutgers and be the first to ever do something. Do something that everyone thinks you cannot do. Be the kid that has a statue in front of that stadium. Why not us? Why not you? You're home in front of your family, friends and family. I'm living a dream right now. I mean, I'm more than blessed to be here, and I tell the kids, listen, why can't it be you? Why can't you be the one to come and change this program and have your statue in front of that stadium one day? And, some kids are scared of that, like, whoa, I'm the guy, or some kids embrace that. And you want the kids that embrace that. You want the kids that love football or live it. They want to live football every single day. That's the kids that we want. Have a mentality, go out and attack every single day. If that's not you, don't come here.
Let's go, man. I'm ready now. You are a quarterback, man. That's how you get everyone fired up, man. Strap it up one more time, man. Much respect to you. I do commend you for coming here and, like you said, being a leader for New Jersey and wanting to develop something here, right here in your backyard.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Do you have an appreciation for what that means to people? That here you are, this prospect from New Jersey originally, and staying here. I asked you at the beginning about what it's like to be here, but do you have an appreciation for what that means to the fan base?
I do tremendously, because being a guy who left the state and now is coming back, it just grew. Yeah, I have a fire in my belly that you have no idea. Like it means the world to me. It makes me want to work harder every single day in that weight room, want to watch more film. When I go out there, I play fearless for that one reason, because I got the R on my chest. And I'm going to go in there, I'm going to get everything I got. You bet. I don't care who we're playing. You know what I mean? I'm shaking right now when I play. But, yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot to me. It really does.
I would say if you had one thing to say to the fan base for the future, what this team's going to bring, what would you say?
Strap your seatbelts in because we're ready to go. We're going to take off soon. It's going to be a lot of hard work. I promise you we're going to work our tails off this offseason, and we're going to develop to a good football team, a disciplined football team. And we're going to work hard and play hard with great attitude and effort. I can guarantee you that.
I think you got about 35 people that are ready for block for you in here right now. Art, thank you for coming down and visiting with us. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you,
Eric. Thank you.
Art Sitkowski, Rutgers quarterback, will take a timeout. The coach will be back with us in just a moment. From Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison, this is the Chris Ash Show.
Managing your health care can sometimes feel overwhelming. With the new Horizon Blue app from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, you get the care and support you want right in your hands. Now you can have all of your health care coverage details and access to support at your fingertips. Get help scheduling appointments, find doctors and specialists, access your coverage details, get updates on your claims, see easy-to-understand cost details, and get support straight from the experts at Horizon. You can even see a doctor wherever it's most convenient for you via your smartphone or tablet. Downloading the app is easy and free. Text GET APP to 422-271 today or find it in the App Store or Google Play. There is no charge to download the Horizon Blue app, but rates from your wireless provider may apply. The Horizon Blue app. It's not just an app, it's your direct connection to care.
The Chris Ash Show returns after this local timeout. This is the Rutgers IMG Sports Network.
Need a place to watch all the pro games? Look no further than Quaker Steak and Lube. Best Wings USA on Route 1 in Edison. 50 TVs, great game day specials starting at just $2.50, and the best wings in the USA with over 25 different wing sauces. Enjoy our outdoor patio and bar open all year round. On the way to the game and need something to go? Give us a call, 732-777-WING. We cater events of any size. Watch all the games, have a great time, and enjoy the best wings in the USA. 561 Route 1 in Edison. 732-777-WING.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Nah, hot dog.
No, Dodger dog.
I'll drink to that. Pass me a Coke. It's gotta be crawfish.
Mac and cheese. No. 7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
An ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
It's Tailgate 101.
We have returned for the Chris Ash Show here at Quaker Steak and Lube in Edison. Well, if you're lining up with Art Sitkowski, it's not hard to get fired up. That's pretty clear.
Oh, yeah, he's a warrior, and really glad he's on our team. He's going to do a lot of great things here. He's learning, he's growing, he's developing. He's going to be a leader for us, and, you know, his message that he talked about recruiting. You know, we got more guys like Art that stick around here. You know, watch out, this thing can take off.
And that's also how having young guys have that attitude right now, you know, how important is that for the progress?
It's everything. You know, we're going through a tough season, and we're taking our lumps and growing pains. But these guys, young players, have remained positive, upbeat, very excited about the future. They work really hard. They're getting better. They see the improvement, and I think that improvement energizes them right now.
You know, with younger players, this is a strange question, but is it maybe make it a little bit easier on them to be younger and to go through a season like this, to not, you know, it hasn't been what they wanted it to be, but their ability to bounce back when you're younger, I would think in every aspect, has got to help that too.
Yeah, I mean, you probably have to ask them if it's easier, but
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it probably is because they haven't invested as much as some of the older guys, and when you've really invested a lot and worked, you know, 2, 3, 4 years to try to win. If you don't get the results that you want, it becomes frustrating a lot easier. And these guys just show up to work. They're so happy to be, you know, in college playing the Big Ten, and they're hungry to be coached. They're hungry to improve, and you see that. And our older guys have really, in my opinion, have led the charge with that because they've remained positive through this season too.
I mean, you look at some of your captains. You look at a guy like Gio. I mean, that's a guy that has really fought his keister off and continues to do so.
He does. He's great for that quarterback room. He's been great for Art. They've got a great relationship. They work well together. They compete against each other. And Gio has been an outstanding captain for us.
And as we talk about some more younger guys, another guy that popped up in the Wisconsin game, I thought who did a pretty nice job. You would know more from watching the film, but Tyshawn Foggen, how's he been able to progress?
Yeah, I'm very excited about Tyshawn. He's playing some really good football right now. I love the competition that he and Trevor have at our will linebacker position. Trevor's just went over 300 total tackles in his career, and he's helping develop Tyshawn, and Tyshawn just keeps getting better and better every week with the more reps that he's had, and can't wait to watch him as the future goes.
One more timeout. We'll come back, wrap things up. Final thoughts from the coach on the Chris Ash Show.
Traffic. It can be more stressful than that last-second Hail Mary pass, but Nissan changed the game. Nissan Rogue has available Nissan Intelligent Mobility, like ProPilot Assist, that can start and stop in highway traffic all on its own and help keep you centered. Nissan Rogue. It's a game changer. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. ProPilot Assist is an available feature and cannot prevent collisions. Always monitor traffic conditions. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. See owner's manual for safety information.
Need a place to watch all the pro games? Look no further than Quaker Steak and Lube. Best Wings USA on Route 1 in Edison. 50 TVs, great game day specials starting at just $2.50, and the best wings in the USA with over 25 different wing sauces. Enjoy our outdoor patio and bar open all year round. On the way to the game and need something to go? Give us a call, 732-777-WING. We cater events of any size. Watch all the games, have a great time, and enjoy the best wings in the USA. 561 Route 1 in Edison. 732-777-WING.
The Chris Ash Show returns after this local timeout. This is the Rutgers IMG Sports Network.
Managing your healthcare can sometimes feel overwhelming. With the new Horizon Blue app from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, you get the care and support you want right in your hands. Now you can have all of your healthcare coverage details and access to support at your fingertips. Get help scheduling appointments, find doctors and specialists, access your coverage details, get updates on your claims, see easy-to-understand cost details, and get support straight from the experts at Horizon. You can even see a doctor wherever it's most convenient for you via your smartphone or tablet. Downloading the app is easy and free. Text GET APP to 422-271 today or find it in the App Store or Google Play. There is no charge to download the Horizon Blue app, but rates from your wireless provider may apply. The Horizon Blue app. It's not just an app, it's your direct connection to care.
Back for the Chris Ash Show to wrap things up. I know one thing that you're very happy about and want to get a thought in on it real quick is Saturday at 3:30 against Michigan. It's Military Appreciation Day and an opportunity to just really show just that appreciation for those who fight and serve our country.
There's no doubt. It's always one of the best days of the year for us, and really excited. I think Rutgers does a great job in just as a university and our athletic department showing appreciation of those that have served our country and allow us to have the freedoms that we do. And we're really excited that we're going to have a bunch of individuals there to share the afternoon with.
Over 2,500 tickets have been donated to military personnel by Rutgers fans through the Our Heroes program, and that's outstanding to hear. So that's this coming Saturday. Again, 3:30 kick, and I know you want those fans in their seats early.
Yeah, we want a great environment. Obviously, we got a tremendous challenge. Michigan's a great football team. We're hungry to get out and play again and keep improving, and we need a lot of fans there to pack the stadium and create a great environment for our players.
Coach, we will see you on Saturday. Good luck this week.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
Good luck, Coach.
We'll talk to you in the booth Saturday.
See you Saturday, man.
Our thanks to our producer and engineer, Paul Schrager, and also Colin Osborne from the Rutgers from RVision, and ScarletKnights.com, along with Mark Sell and Jimmy Gill and Hasim Phillips from Rutgers Sports Information. Saturday, 3:30 on Big Ten Network and on the Rutgers IMG Sports Network. It is the Scarlet Knights and number 4 Michigan at highpoint.com Stadium. We'll see you there. For the coach and Eric LeGrand, this is Chris Carlin speaking. Have a great week, everybody.
You've been listening to the Chris Ash Show on the Rutgers IMG Sports Network. Join us throughout the season from Quaker Steak and Lube on US 1 in Edison to hear from the head football coach of the Scarlet Knights. The Chris Ash Show has been brought to you by The Chris Ash Show is an exclusive presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.